Hello, it's Tanya. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. If you enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you'd like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. It will really help this young channel flourish, okay? What I want to do today is make some, like a vintage ephemera holder. And this was inspired by sevenplaza. When I was sick, I watched her, and I love the one she made. Now, she used plain paper. I'm not. I'm going to be using some pattern paper, but I think it's going to be pretty. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need some stamps. Now, I may give it a faux look of sewing. I don't sew, so that's where this is coming in. And I'll link anything that I can find in the description box below. And then I think I'm going to use this stamp. I think it's really pretty. I'm not sure where I got it, maybe off of Amazon. And then I'm going to be using this Holtz stamp collector one. I'm going to be using some vellum, okay? And then I'm going to be using some Barely Art glue because it's the best glue to use if you're gluing vellum. So I've heard. I've never done it before. And then I'm going to use my Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo to sort of age the edges. And to stamp with, I'm going to use my Stays On in Jet Black. You could use any color that you wanted. We're going to be using some cardstock from the Paper Studio. And this is the one I've chosen. It looks really pretty and vintage, but it's not too much to where the stamps won't show up, I don't think, okay? So, and I've already cut this down to 11 7/8 this way and 8 this way. So you will need a paper cutter or a ruler and an X-Acto knife or something like that, all right? And then we're going to score this. So I'm going to get my scoring board out. And I'm going to score this at 3 7/8. And then we're going to go to 4 1/8. This is going to be sort of like the spine for it right here. Then we're going to go over to 7 7/8. Now, I don't know if this was the exact size she did hers or not. It doesn't really matter. You can make these as big or as small as you want. And then 8 1/8. But I just thought it was such a clever little idea to store your stamps in. You can store labels in, whatever, okay? So then what I want to do is I don't think I'm going to fold this just yet. I think I'm going to stamp on it first, okay? So let me get a piece of paper out. And I'm filming this after dark. So if it looks a little shadowy or anything, that's what's going on. And you know, the other day when I told you I didn't have a block for my stamps, I found that it was under some stuff. So I do have a larger stamp block. Okay, so we're going to start with this and the Stays On. You could use any color with this as well. And I think I want to use, let me see which one. Or do I want to use one of these? I think I want to use this one. It's Queen Elizabeth right here. And I just think this is going to be so adorable. And I'm just going to stamp her. Now you can stamp off the edges, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to go over here and kind of make it look like this is off the edge a little bit. And one of you told me to get a good stamp to get some fun foam and put under here. I don't have that yet. I'm just going to clean my stamp off with my little chamois. It really works great to get that all off. And then I'm going to put her back in here. Okay. And then next, and try to keep these kind of relatively straight. I think what I want to do is, while I was in here, I really like this one right here. It looks like an airplane. So let me just get this. Make sure I don't have it upside down. Sorry, it is raining and the internet is coming and going, so I think it cut out. So I may have lost some footage. Okay, let's see. Then I want to get, oh, this is different. It's like a circle. I'll try to keep an eye on what this is doing, but you never know. And I'm going to go off the page again, and I'm not putting everything quite out from each other, just slightly down some, okay? Kind of just haphazardly, whatever you want to do. And then I think I'm going to go back to this because this one is so pretty. I want to use it. And where do we want to put this one? I mean, you could go all the way across the top. You could do each section like I'm doing. It's really up to you what you do. And I think I'm going to go, make sure it's upright. Okay, I really do like that one. And like I said, I will link anything that I can find in the description box. And let's see, I think I want to go back with this 2 cents one again. Oh, I haven't used this one. It's a different 2 cents. Let me stamp off and see what that's gonna look like. Okay, and I think, make sure I'm going straight. I'm gonna put this one, oh, about right there. And it doesn't bother me that it didn't completely stamp on there. I think it looks fine. Which one do we want to use next? It has so many pretty ones on here. I like this one. It has a lot of different shapes, and I think that kind of helps this stay interesting if you put a lot of shapes. I think I might put this one right here. Oh, I do like that. I think I'm going to do one of these for my labels as well, because I just don't have enough ephemera storage, whether it be for stamps or labels or whatever. So this, I think, will help me immensely. Okay, and then I really like that, so I'm going to get that and put it to where I can see a little bit more of him. I'll put him on this one. And I might put him about right there. I like that. Okay, so we have that. We have this. I want to get another square on here. This one's nice, 25 cents. No, it says Postal Telegraph Company, 25. So let's see what we can do with this one. I think I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put it a little closer to the fold, right there. And if you had a stamp that said postage, you definitely could use that. I thought I had one that said, well, I thought I had one that said postal, but I don't. I have one that says stamp, but not stamps. So, and I think I really want to bring in this one again because I really like him. And you can use all different stamps if you want. I'm just getting the ones that I really, really like. And I think I'm going to put him about right here. Okay. And let's see. I think I want a circle. Which circle ones do they have? This see, I don't have any circles on this. Those are all square. So I could do that one, that one, that one, or this one. And I think I'll do this one. It has a ship on it. And I think that will give a lot of interest. So let's use the ship. But I'm going to stamp off again. I just think it makes it look a little... Okay, it cut off again. I'm getting ink all over me. Let's see. I think I'm going to put this about right here and kind of just take it off and kind of take it close to that little score mark. I like that. And I'm definitely going to be adding more stamps up in here because I like it better when it has more. So we'll go ahead and do that. And let's see, what do I want to put? I need something. Maybe I could use this one. Let's see. Oh, there's a 5 there already. I think it's too much being close to each other. Let's see. Here's a circle. It's pretty small. I could put that there. I like that. And then I need something, I think, right in here. That looks so bare to me. I mean, you don't have to have stuff all over, but I just think it looks better when it starts getting a little bit closer. All right, I think that will work right there. And I could have even taken it off the side a little. That would have been nice. I definitely could have done that. Okay, I think I'm happy with that side now. Okay, let's go into the middle. And I really like this stamp right here. And I have others that I could use, but I just really like this one right here. And I'm trying to keep it straight. I do feel like maybe I had a lot more down here. Maybe I still need to put some stuff up there. I might, I don't know. We'll see, okay? And with this one, I don't care that it's, I think I'm going to put it right over here so that when, and kind of put it off. When the spine, you see the spine, you can see that there was something there. I like that. Okay. And let's see, what else do I want to do? I think I'm going in back with Tim Holtz, and I really like that like oval horse. I think it gives such a good look. Like I said, you could make these stamps totally different. You wouldn't have to, you know, do it like this. It's just what I'm doing. And I'm going to go, I think, off again, but really off, and put it like that. I'm going to put something over here off. I think that's what I'm going to do. Looking for that shield one because I really liked it with the number 2. This one right here. And I think I'm going to take it off as well. Oh, got my finger in it. Stamp a little bit of this off because to me it was just a little too much. All right. I'm going to put this one kind of close to this other area, just where you can tell it's a number, and down further than the other one. The way this is going, I may not make another one off camera. with this internet. I'll probably do well just to get this done. Okay, then I'm going to go back with this 2. Where is it? It is a square one, this one right here. And I want to put it about right there. I wonder if I can stamp over that. Let's see. You can. I got this side darker though, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, and then I'm going back to this one that I love. I will try my best to find this for you all. It's really a pretty stamp. Okay. And I'm going to put this one right up. Am I right side up? Yes. Right up about right here. Love that. Yes, yes, yes. This is turning out so cute. If I didn't have my internet problems, this would be a lot of fun. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to go back to Queen Elizabeth because I loved her. I thought she was so I don't know. She seemed like a really nice person. And I'm going to put this. Where am I? Oh, okay. Put this about right. Gotta make sure I'm staying straight there. And then, but the only shield one they have is this. So I think I'll just go back with this. And where do I want? I think I'm gonna put this one about right there. And like I said, you can definitely use other stamps. You don't have to reuse your stamps if you don't want to. I've just found some that I really like, but they're all really pretty. Okay, and next I like the is it this one? I think it is this one because it just has so many pretty little areas. I think I'm gonna put this one right here. I love that. And you can see what a pretty ephemera holder this is going to turn out to be for our stamps. And I think I'm going to go in with a square one above this. I hope I have enough room. Maybe this 25 again. And yes, I have enough room to go right there. And I'm going to put it right about there. Because I really do like it when they're closer. I think it's more interesting. I'm going to go off the page there, like I said, and I think that will help. And I need to find something to put in there. I don't know what. Now I'm going back in with this plain because I love it. It is perfection. Okay, and that is up right side. And I think, okay, and where do I want to put this? I think I'm going to put this, am I straight? Right here. Perfect. I love it. I don't care that it didn't, you know, it's a little lighter than the others because like I said, I kind of like it. Plus, it adds interest by it and more vintage looking by it being lighter and darker, okay? Then I want to go back to this Tim Holtz and get this There was one about a river. This is it. And I'm going to put this about right here. Okay, now maybe should have moved that down. That's looking a little congested there. All right, we will get this guy again because I think he's really cute. And I'm going to put him, I think I'm going to put him right here. Because if I don't, there'll be too much space and then I'm going to try to fill it up. So that won't be good. Okay, and then what do I want to do? I think I'm going to go, I think I'm going to get a square and use a different one. But which one? Maybe this one. Just to kind of shake it up a little bit. And I think I'm going to put... These others are just a little more interesting than that. So that's the only thing. I'm going to go back to my 25 that's square. If I can find it. I'm probably looking right at it. Here it is. And I think I'm going to put him about right here. Even though he is kind of near that one, they'll be folded on opposite pages, so you really aren't going to know. So that won't bother me. And once again, I like the circle one, the Pony Express. I really like that one. And where do I want to put that? I think maybe I'll put him about right here. Okay, I like that. And then the number 2. I thought I had another number 2. I guess it's this one. Put it right about here. And let's see. I really like this one. And I think I'm going to put this one about right here. I kind of think this is the right amount of spacing between it. Just after doing this, it's what I kind of think. Okay, and then I have some more room. So I'm going to go back with Elizabeth. Because she's just like, she's really close to be one of my favorite stamps. I love her. I'm going to put her about right here. Really close to that right there. And I feel like maybe I started going crooked. And I don't want to do that. Okay, then I need something here. I tell you what, I could use this one. I haven't used that. It looks very different. Okay, I'm going to put this off really close there. Ugh, I think I was crooked. I like this stamp. New favorite. Okay, and then I need something here coming off. What could I put there? Maybe one of these that I haven't used. Okay. Oh, I like that. I do like that. You know what? I could probably fit this right there. Okay, that filled that in. Now, see, I like that much better once I put something coming off there, and it's gonna have to be something, I think, kind of long, but we'll see. Might as well fix that while I'm at it, because I'm afraid I'll forget it. Something old looking. Here's a, well, I don't know, I'll use one of these. I really have been liking these. Let's try this one. And I'll just stamp her mostly off. And I don't want to put her right in front of that. So I'm going to bring her down. All right, I'm going back with this stamp again. I love it. That has the airplane on it. Okay, and I'm going to put this, I think, about right here. Oh, no. Let's try a restamp. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, yes, that worked. Miracle, miracle, miracle. Okay. I would have liked to have, I think, more of it off the page, but I'll take it since it was a restamp. Now I love this. I think it is just so interesting, like I said. And I think I'm going to put this one about right here. Okay, and then I really like this guy here. He just looks so vintage to me. I'm going to put him, oh, probably about here. Okay, and then I'm going back in with that shield because I really do like it. And I think it adds a lot of interest, like I've said. And I think I'm going to put this one and now I want to go in with like a big square one. I think this too. I think I'm going to put him, it's kind of hard to see, it's kind of glaring right there. I like that. And then I want a round one. I'm going to go back to the one with the ship on it. The ship. You probably see it before I do. Oh my gosh, it's here somewhere. The ship. Oh, here it is. And I think I'm going to put this one about right here. I think I'm going to put something over this line because we have them on all the others and I want to get something on that line as well. I'm going to get a 5 and a 25. Oh, hope that doesn't have anything on it. I think I'll use Washington on here. Why not? I think I'll put him right here. I'm going to put him about right here. I like that. All right, and then I have my 25 because I really like this one too. I think it's very interesting. I'm going to put that maybe like right in here. Look how cute this ephemera folder is turning out. Okay, then I want to go back to Elizabeth. Okay, and I think I need something to come off here. So I'm going to, okay, now what do I want to do? I think I'm going to go back with this too again up here. And this is where I'm going to overlap that spine, and that will be wonderful. And I want to put something, I think, off that corner. I don't know, I may not. We'll have to see. And then I'm going to go back to this stamp. Surprise, surprise. The airplane stamp. Okay. And have it right side up. Big important thing to do. And I think I'm going to put it down here because I want to make sure that I have it. Or do I? No, I don't. I want to put it right here. Okay, I like that. Okay, now what I want to do. I think I'm just going to put what I really want on here, and then I'm going to fill in. I'm going back with this one right here, because it's a great one. And I'm going to put it right here over the edge. I think my ink pad is trying to dry out where these lights are on it so much. Do I want to go all the way over? I'm going to go right here. And he was crooked. Oh. But you probably won't know once we, bend it where it's scored. Okay, and then I really like that shield again. I'm going to put it here. Oh, that was really crooked. Going back with Elizabeth. I think I've got my mind on the internet so much that I can't really focus. Okay, she straightened it back out. And then I think I'm going to go in with this one again because I really like it. And I can put it, or have I not used this one? I don't think I've used this one. I think my ink is drying out. I need to cover it. These lights are so bright. Okay, let's put this. Okay, are we straight? Right here. And it didn't ink it good. Okay, let's try another restamp. I don't know how it will go. Yes. Okay. I love it. Now let's see what we just want to really fill in with. Okay, I think I need another ship over here because I really do love the ship one. Thinking about putting the ship about right here. Okay. Love that. Now I need some more places filled in. I really like this man here, so I'm going to go in with him. And we're almost finished making this, and then all we have to do is do the vellum part. All right, we need something right here. I'm going to go in with my 25 cents because I really do like it. Yes, I love that. Okay. And, well, I tell you what I'm going to do to keep this from being so long. I'm going to go ahead and finish stamping this just in little places that I think it needs it. And then I'll come back and we will fold these where we've scored it. And then we'll put our vellum in. And this is going to make, like I said, a really cute ephemera holder. All right, it's another day and I was so tired of dealing with the internet. So, this is the other one that I made the first time. I've made the other one, but I messed it up sort of. So I want to do this right because it would drive me crazy, okay? So what I want to do is I want to distress the inside of this. So I'm going to take the old paper from Distress Oxide, and I want to use that because I just don't want it to be really white. I mean, I don't care if it has some white. I just want it to basically just look a little older. And I have brushes, but if I told you that my craft room was a disaster, you would understand why I cannot find anything. I've got to clean it out, but I'm waiting until I can get around dust a little more. But I just want to take some of this so it doesn't look so fresh and just sort of come in here. And that way the stamps will stand out better. If you had the brushes, it would look much more seamless. And like I said, I ordered it from, I think it was scrapbook.com, but I don't know where they're at. So, okay, let's get this. I like that, okay? It just gives a little bit of contrast. And I just simply started cutting them the size that I want. I'm going to use my Barely Art glue because it does a really good job for this. All right, and what I've decided, I cut my vellum, I cut 8 strips at 1 end, almost 1 1/4, it is 1 1/4 tall by 3 1/2 wide, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the bottom one in first. Let me just sort of place them here because you don't want your stamps sticking out. And I'd like to have them as even as possible. And I don't think that would stick out. I'm going to move it down just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to put the bottom and the top in, and then we'll go from there. And this Barely Art glue, it really works well with vellum. It doesn't pucker. You can't see it. Just make sure you get it all the way to your ends. And I'm just going to kind of line this up and then take a dry baby wipe. And I have noticed that the Barely Art glue is not like the art glitter glue. It really gives you some more wiggle time. I have noticed that, okay? So there's that one. Then I'm going to put, I just want to try to put this down 1 7/8 inches because I don't want my stamp sticking out. See if that's about right. No, it can go up some. If this was art glitter glue, it would already be down and you wouldn't be moving it. But it works really great for vellum, okay? Now we're just going to put these in here. And I have the very fine tip that comes with your art glitter glue on here. And like I said, I'm trying to line it up, keep it straight. The other one, it's cute and it definitely looks junk journal like it belongs in a junk journal. It just was not pleasing to me, not what I really wanted to do. I knew I could do better. And I tried the faux stitching and I just didn't care for how that turned out. Okay, there that is. Now, you can also take like a hole punch and punch a little hole there so that it can, you can get stuff in and out. But I don't think I'm going to have any trouble at all. Okay, and then I'm just going to match this up right over here. So I know you know what I'm doing, so I'm going to speed through this. You'll have to let me know in the description box, do you prefer longer videos or do you want them under 30 minutes? Or does it really not matter if we go over 30? Because I truly could stay here all day. But I know not everyone has tons of time to watch. Now on these, since they're larger, I have to be careful that I don't put it to where my stamps will stick up. But I'd like to be able to fit 3 of these. And 1 sheet of vellum will cut all this and you still have some left, okay? So let me put the top one on. It may not match up with this, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. And I may not be putting enough of the glue on this vellum. The other secured nicely, but sometimes it looks like it tries to raise up on that bottom. I'm going to put this bottom one in. Here this is. Now before I put stamps and did faux sewing. I'm not going to do that this time. So we are almost through. I can't believe it. What I'm going to do is turn this over since we're at this point, and I'm going to get my vintage photo round one on here. I'm just going to come down through here and distress this. I think it adds a lot to it. You wouldn't have to, but I really like it. And now what I want to do, I've already folded this one, but I'll show you what I did. If you have any trouble getting it to fold, I just put my bone folder in here where it's supposed to be and creased that one, and did the exact same thing for the other one, okay? So, I don't know, do I want to? I don't think I'm going to go around on the inside because that kind of defeats my purpose. Okay, now let me show you this one and then I'll put the stamps in this one, all right? This is the one we did on camera. I think it's very pretty. I love it. Oh, I didn't finish. What was I thinking? Okay. You also, at least I do, I want to distress right in here where these folds are. Okay. So like I said, I think this is very pretty, but in here, I messed up with my stitching. I used a larger block, and this is, like I said, faux stitching. I got better when I switched to a smaller block, but every once in a while I would go over, and so I just stamped on there to hide it, and then I stamped in other places to kind of conceal it. It's okay, I'm going to use it, but I like this one much better. So let's put our faux stamps in here. And I'm going to be grouping them by color. And I'm just thrilled. I hope to have a lot more stamps very soon. Now, I made these with Tim Holtz stamps. So, but I really like how they turned out. And I definitely want to make some more, collect some. And like I think I said, I'm going to be grouping these by color. So let me go ahead and get these put in and we'll look at it. All right, I have my stamps in the second one I made. I really love it. I like the other one, but this one just looks cleaner to me. But you can see these are in here quite sturdy. You can pull, that vellum is not going anywhere. And I love how you can look right at it and pick out what you want. They're color coded, and it's going to help me stay very organized. So I'm loving it. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with this one. This one I will use, but I just really prefer how this one turned out for my liking. So if you enjoyed this video on how to make an ephemera holder for your stamps or your labels, or anything like that, you could make it any different colors. Please give this video a like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. It will help this young channel thrive where I was sick and I wasn't able to upload. It will trigger the algorithm, and I really appreciate it. So, until next time, stay crafty.